Meta Facebook has billions of people that log into one of their applications every single day. It's quite incredible how many people use a Meta application every single day. Here in the United States, I use Facebook probably a couple of times a day. My wife uses it more often. I was down in Mexico City and people are they use WhatsApp just pervasively. It's used more than the telephone, more than text messaging. I was in Italy last month, and WhatsApp is very pervasive. Our Airbnb people wanted us to communicate to them in WhatsApp. And it just shows how this business is really grown around the world and providing great value to people. Today, they announced their earnings. They had a very positive earnings report, and I'm able to update my analysis of Meta and update my valuation of Meta. I'd like to share that with you. My name is Victor. I have an MBA, a lot of business experience, and I like to really analyze the companies that I consider investing in. I'm an investor in Meta, and I'd like to share with you my analysis that I updated after the earnings call. So I like to have a consistent process, and that process is a scorecard with 4 questions that lead to a decision whether I want to buy more shares, hold, or sell my shares. First, do I want to be part owner in the company? Do I like the industry? Do I believe management is operating the company well? Is debt under control and less than 3 times EBITDA? And I want a discount on the stock. At the end of the day, I am buying stock so that it could go up in value and I can make money. And getting a discount on the front end is a assured way of making a good investment and holding my stock and seeing it go up in value. Based on the answers to those questions, I decide whether I'm going to buy, hold, or sell. So I'm willing to guess that everybody knows the story of Facebook and other applications like Instagram and now Threads and WhatsApp. It just seems that this company grew. It's something that, as we got connected on our phones and our computers, social networks became a thing. And Meta, through the collection of other applications, is clearly the distant leader in the industry. It is an industry that has a lot of advantages from, very strong barriers of entry. Face it, 6 billion people, moving 6 billion users from one platform to the other. I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Very profitable. The advertising on Facebook and other websites is very successful for advertisers. So they like to advertise on Facebook, and therefore Facebook can charge good rates and make really good profits and generate great free cash flow. So from a company perspective, I really like the company. From an industry perspective, it's one of those special industries. So as mentioned, they had an earnings call today for the second quarter of 2023. And to begin with, they grew their revenue by 11%. Just great job. They grew their profitability as well. So in the quarter, their profitability went up by 16%. So that is great, great, great stuff. Over the long haul, if you look at the last 4 years, Meta has more than doubled their revenue. They've gone from $55.8 billion up to $16.6 billion. Their earnings per share really did impress the street, and the stock's up quite a bit. But if you look at the rise that you've seen in the stock since, I guess, late Q3, just been a great rise, and they've been beating their expectations since. The earnings per share that was expected was 11.81, but as you'll see, they exceeded the expectation. So I'm going to use a round number of $12 per share is going to be the earnings per share that I'm going to use in my evaluation. And I'm going to use a number just a little lower than their trailing 12 months. Their PE for the trailing 12 months is 36.5. I'm going to go with 34. Meta has a high quality balance sheet. Their debt to EBITDA is 0.64. And I give them an A+ because they have enough cash to pay for all their debt and have lots of money left over. So great balance sheet. Cash flows have also improved. If you look at the cash flows for the first half year to date of 2023 compared to the first half of 2022, they're up 37% from 13.3 billion for the first half of 22 up to 18.2 billion in the first half of 2023. I'm going to value Meta using the discounted free cash flow method as well as the discounted earnings per share value method. I'm going to start with the free cash flow method. I'm going to start with a run rate of $36.5 billion. I get to that number by taking their first, 2 quarters of 2023 and multiplying that times 2, which is the run rate that they are on for 2023. I'm going to grow those cash flows by 8% in years 2, 3, 4. And then all the terminal value of all cash flows beyond year 4 amounts to $1.3 trillion. All those cash flows discounted at 7.5, which is the weighted average cost of capital for a super high quality company like this, gives us a current value of all those cash flows of $1.088 trillion. The cash on the balance sheet is $53 billion. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to take away the debt on the balance sheet, which is $18 billion. And it gives me the value of the company in today's value of $1.123 billion. The market cap is $754 billion. So this stock is currently discounted using the free cash flow method by 39%. 39% is the discount using the free cash flow method. Using the earnings per share method, I think they're going to more than exceed $12 per share. I'll use that as a nice conservative number and use a PE of 34. They're currently on a trailing 12 months of more than 36, but I'll use 34. I'll use a growth rate of 4%. And based on those numbers, I get a 15% discount using the earnings per share method. I'm going to blend the two, and I take more weight in free cash flow method. It's 2 parts free cash flow method, 1 part earnings per share method. And I get a discount available on Meta of 31%. Looking at the year to date for Meta, it's just a beautiful chart. It's just nice angled upward and to the right. They're up almost 140% once you add the bump that they're going to get in after hours of 4.5. They're clearly above 140% return year to date in 2023. So the scorecard for Meta, I definitely want to be a part owner of the company. Their management is the best in the business. Nobody runs social networks better than this management team. Their debt is awesome. They have a great balance sheet, A+ balance sheet. There's a discount available on the stock. So I'm going to be buying more Meta stock. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you found it interesting and discovered something new about Meta. Please leave comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Meta, what you think of the company. Feedback on the videos is always welcomed. And keep in mind, I'm sharing my experience as an investor and hope you found it interesting, but this is not financial advice. Please weigh your investment decisions carefully and hire a professional if you need help with that. Thanks again for watching and good luck investing in 2023.